or another workshop of your choice. Okay? All right.
Somebody dropped.
Oh, they just need to be written down. Okay. Okay, so here we go. I'm drawing.
Oh, yeah. What is it? Right?
Yeah, we're going to have Ryan. Okay, last three. 792. 792. Yay! Oh, or you also have the choice to extend your membership for a year. Okay, so you'll extend your membership for a year. Oh, hold on.
Congratulations, you were right up.
Okay, so,
We have another one?
Chantel, could you make a note that we're going to extend his membership for a year?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I got 2 tickets. I'm not looking at either one. Okay. 803. There we have it, right there. So if you will just get with what?
Okay, with 803.
Oh, okay. Okay, 803. You're right. Looks like 803. So we will get with Chantel. She will get you a membership form and get that all filled out for you. Okay, listen. So, yay! Thanks, Eddie. Listen, we never do this, and I've got to remember to do this every single time we're here. But I don't know if you know this, but Chantel, who is here every month and works at registration table every month, do you know she does that for free? That she just volunteers really out of the goodness of her heart to do that for us. And Eddie does the newsletter and this and sets up the room for us for free. He does it because he wants to be involved. So, round of applause, big one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and I apologize for the lateness. We just wanted to make sure people who were coming through the rain were able to get through the rain. But I have known our next speaker since 2012. He and his wife, I used to run a REIA in Orlando, and he and his wife decided to become members of our REIA, and so I met them at an orientation. And what we did was, if you were a new member, you came to an orientation and you learned all about how wonderful our association is. And I just, sometimes you just know, right? When people walk in the door, you know, yeah, no doubt they're going to make it. No doubt. And it was really funny because we had 3 other couples start at the same time that you and Christine did with CFRI. Jason and Crystal Little.
Yep.
Marlena Dates, and is it Jason? No, can't remember her husband's name. And then
Josh.
Liz Brummer and Dennis.
Yes.
Yeah, all doing different things, all unknown to each other, but you knew when they walked in the room, the way they asked questions, the intensity with which they were just in it, that they were going to make it. And the one thing that they each did separately, and they all went into different areas, but the one thing that they each did separately is they said, who knows what a bandit sign is? All right, a bandit sign is a handwritten sign that you said, we buy cash, we pay cash for houses, or investor home for sale, right? Bandit signs, yellow letters, all right? Yellow letters are yellow letters that are supposed to look like you sat out in the driveway of their house and wrote a note to them. And right, these are all techniques, but these are tired techniques. And the one thing that all 4 of these couples did was they found other outlets to market and find deals. And you hear me say this all the time whenever we do technology tips. If you've been here more than once, you hear me say, you've got to find a way to stand out from other people doing something differently. And we show you ways to do that. Well, tonight, I am really, really pleased that Brian is going to share with us the technology he developed using online marketing to create the success that he and Christine have in the real estate investing business. So let's just welcome Brian Baker, please.
Awesome. So who's having a great day so far? Yeah. Who's having a great day so far?
Yes.
Okay, I'm certainly having a great day. I'm Brian Baker, and I'm very grateful to be with y'all here tonight. One thing that I want to make sure that you guys do is make sure that you take notes, because you're definitely going to learn a lot. Okay. Feel free to photograph anything you see up here. And the other important thing to mention is that there are no stupid questions. Okay, so whenever a question comes to your mind, bring it up, right then and there. Let's take care of it, okay? Let's get an answer. So, get your notebooks, you ready? All right, raise your hands if you're ready to do more deals more often. Fantastic. All right, so now you're going to learn how to win the game of marketing. I want you each to focus on success. Okay, together we're going to open doors, grab attention, keep score, and win daily. Are you with me? Yes. All right, let's begin. First, I want to make sure that everyone here understands that we're each really running an investing business. On your head, yes. Okay, so marketing really has two needs to fulfill. One for your business and one for your client. Okay, your business needs profit to continue. Your client needs a solution to make a change in their lives and move forward. Now, you can't solve every problem out there. Unfortunately, your clients don't want you to. They don't want you to solve their problem. So marketing really comes down to the kind of deals and clients that make sense for you. Write this down. When you know what you want, you're going to be able to market for it a lot more effectively. Okay? So for instance, my target deals are rehabs and subject twos in towns of 40 to 250,000 people. I work with private money, I accept new lenders all the time, and I take action immediately. My ideal clients are between the ages of 30 and 50 years old. They're family oriented, they're low to middle income, and they're in need of a drastic positive change in their lives right now. Okay? You might want to write this down. When you're able to advertise and tell other people what you're looking for, you're more likely to find it. Right? So is there anybody here who'd like to advertise to the rest of us what they're looking for? Maybe we can help you find it. Good. Want to tell us what you're looking for? Sure. Yeah. Put you on the spot, or
Yeah.
That would be me.
What are you looking at? Three,
do it.
I'm looking, I didn't know whether to look at somebody, but I'm looking for high quality investor and resident owners that look for luxury houses.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Anybody else? Yes.
Looking for duplexes, quadplex rental properties in the Palm Beach County area
Okay.
that are already good with tenants.
Awesome. Awesome. See, the reason we come to meetings like this is so that we can network with others, tell each other what we want, because more likely than not, you're going to find somebody at one of these clubs that has exactly what you're looking for. Okay? Or can lend you the money to get it, or knows where to find it. Okay, so it's very important that you begin to really niche down on exactly what you want to do in real estate. Find out exactly what you want. So when you view this business as a game, what do you need to win it? You know, what is your main reason for doing this? What's your why? Okay, write this down. When you know why you want something, it's much easier to take the necessary actions to get it. You're going to commit, right? So my goal is to always have at least $250,000 in my bank account and at least $6,000 a month in passive income. Why? Because I never want to feel obligated to work a job again. Raise one finger if you can relate to that. Yeah. This one finger represents your one must-have, your top reason why you're doing real estate. Okay? And when you can share your goal with other people, your reason why, they're going to be a lot more passionate about helping you achieve what you want, helping you find what you want. All right? So is there anybody here actually who'd like to share why they're doing real estate? Sure.
Spend more time with my kids.
I have 3 kids at home. That's a very good reason. Anybody else? Yes? Retirement. Early retirement? Any kind of retirement. Exactly. Anybody else?
Financial independence.
Financial independence. Awesome. Yes?
Keep a very nice lifestyle.
Great lifestyle. Yeah. Living a lap of luxury here and there, right? Maybe more than here and there. Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you for sharing. Here's a little bit more about my background. I did what most investors do when they get into real estate. I listened to the gurus, and they said to go out and do list-targeted, repeat direct mailers. And so I did that for about 8 months, and I got calls, but I didn't get any deals. I then tried bandit signs for 12 months. I got really good at placing them in high-traffic areas, Walmarts, major intersections, high up on poles, way down low on streets, and got good at hiring people to do this for me, okay? And yet I got nothing serious out of it. I tried all these methods of advertising you see here for months and months each, and the majority of responses I got were a complete waste of time. Does that sound familiar to any of you? Are you guys marketing out there right now? So this is me, this guy over here, enthusiastically starting out, listening to the gurus, thinking, man, every piece of mail I send out is going to come back to my pocket as money. And then over time, I began to realize that other businesses were sending me the same type of mail. I didn't like it. Other places were trying to give me answers to all these questions I hadn't even asked or had the time for. Like, do I want a new hot tub? Do I want insurance for a newborn? Do I want to go out to the dealership and try out a new car? So, at that point, I decided to sit back and actually look at the math of what I was doing. Okay? For a standard marketing campaign, and this is true of any form of marketing really, the typical response rate is about 3 to 5%. So if you're doing a mailer, say you're doing 1,000 mailers, that means 50 people are going to give you a call back. The majority of them are going to say what? What's my house worth? Right? Or stop mailing me. Or hey, how come you don't know my address right now? You just mailed me. Right? So of the 5% that actually respond to your direct mailer, to your marketing, 10% usually are going to request an offer. Okay? So now we're down to 5 out of every 1,000 that actually request an offer from you. Now those, not everybody's going to accept your offer. Okay, it's just impossible that everybody would accept your offer. So typically, for beginning investors, there's typically an acceptance rate of 10 to 20%. Okay, that means it takes 1,000 mailers on average to get a single deal. Okay, that's 15 hours of setup time, typically, $1,400 worth of printing, signing, stamping, stuffing, paper cuts, and sticky fingers, and yuck. Right? And then there's the other 49 people who are a complete waste of time that you have to spend about 10 minutes each with on average. That's an additional 8 hours of wasted time. So we're looking at about 23 hours and $1,400 for a single deal with a direct mailing campaign. Okay, and as I did this math, I sat back and I thought about all the work that I was doing for my direct mailer, and I said, you know what, there has got to be a better way. And that's when it hit me. When I seek answers or products or distractions, I go online. I have a question, I get an answer. I want a product, I buy it. And I said, wait a sec, I'm just like everybody else. Everybody searches online. Even the poorest people now have government-subsidized smartphones, and they search online too. And so I thought about it some more. And what I figured out is that what we search for is really based on our emotional needs in that moment, our emotional impulse. So I'm going to do a little interactive test here, okay? Raise your hands if when you want to find something, the first thing you do is go to your mailbox. No? Do you get in your car and look for a road sign? No? Business cards? TV ads? Newspapers? Okay, raise your hands if when you want to find something, you go online. Precisely. Everybody makes decisions based on their emotions, and then they go and back it up with the logic they find online. You need to advertise online. And this is how it works. You go to Google, you type in a search, information pops up. Guess what's at the top? Ads. Ads that respond to your emotional need at that moment. Okay? These are called pay-per-click ads, meaning that the advertiser does not pay until somebody clicks on their ad and goes through to their website. No money is paid until somebody clicks on the ad. Meaning each of these ads you see here can show for free 1 million times before anybody pays for them. Unlike a direct mailer where you have to pay for them every time somebody sees them. Right? So if the advertiser only pays when the ad is clicked, how does the math compare? Well, it turns out that if you use the same rates as a direct mailer campaign, that 5%, 10%, 20%, and your cost per click is about $10, then you're looking at $500 per deal with online ads. That's 3 times the deals of a direct mailer campaign. So I want you to raise 3 fingers, say 3 times the deals. Right, it helps you remember. So I'm doing more. All right, and now you're beginning to realize the power of online ads get you more money, more time, more peace of mind. So together, let's set you up online and get you in this game. Just imagine having a website like one of these. Beautiful graphics, clean, simple to understand, easy and fast to use. Say, oh yeah, if you like these kind of websites. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, come on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. All right. You can build one or have them build for you fast. Okay, I recommend starting with a domain name provider like GoDaddy, and then choosing a domain name like boblikeshouses.com, and then using a website editor like Weebly to use their easy drag and drop buttons and text to fill that website with content. Follow these tips when choosing a name for your site. You want to make sure your name provides credibility and professionalism, and also that it sets the proper expectations for your sellers that are coming in. Okay? Very important for text ads, you want to keep your domain name to 27 characters or less. So that's www.27characters.com. It's very important for text ads. I'll explain that in a little while. Also, while you're at it, you want to capture similar domain names. Does anybody know the reason why? Misspellings. Yeah. I know a guy, kind of a tangent, I know a guy who goes around and asks people, oh, what's your website? So that he can go home and capture the misspellings so that when they try to get your website, they go to him instead. Pretty sneaky, not too cool. But yeah, definitely capture similar domain names, okay? Next, take the time to get a beautiful site built for your business. Make sure you put the offer in big, bold text up front, which our ideal client will get by going with you. Then put a brief, value-oriented description right below that. And then just below that, you want to put a large call to action button. Your ideal client's one button to fulfilling their emotional needs by doing business with you right now. All right? Make sure you keep all the text on your site concise and effective. Sorry, I didn't realize I was covering a word in there. Now, before I move forward, who here does not already have a website? Raise your hands. All right, for those of you who raised your hands, I want you to write something down. Okay, don't trip over the dollars to save dimes. Okay, it's worth paying a few $100s or even less to me to build your website in order to get tens of hundreds of dollars in profit, tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars in profit in the long run. So 3 more words, okay? Just do it. That's the problem most people have, is they don't just do it. You need to just do it. We're in 2016, right? It's about time. Just remember, this is Google's game, and they own the keys. And if you're going to beat the game, you got to learn to play by their rules. Google is a business after all, and they can decide whether to show your webpage or not. They can decide to not show your webpage. They own that space. And I can tell you, after 4 years and thousands of dollars spent, they have a lot of policies that are not always so easy to follow. Yes, sir?
Yeah, it's my understanding that a lot of Google's requirements say require you to have like a phone thing, mobile app or something like that, or else they won't place it or something.
Yeah, as of April 25th of last year, they decided that all sites had to be mobile ready. And that same guy that I was telling you about, he got 100% of his customers through online. After April 25th, he was not mobile ready. He lost 90% of his customers, just like that. You got to keep up with the policies. Yeah. Google wants you to have at least your contact information on there and something about yourself to make sure that you are a credible individual. They don't want any get-rich-quick schemes out there. They don't want any false advertising, none of that. They want it to be a real person. Any other questions on that? All right. Right. All right. Remember this site. Easy to remember domain name, timberlinks.com. Easy to understand offer. Easy to find button to take action now. Contact us about websites and online ads. And now you also know where to go and get your website built and online fast. And once your business is online, what's the first thing you got to do? You got to grab attention. You got to get people into it. You can have a website, but you just got to get people into it for it to work, right? So to do that, we're going to use Google AdWords. That's adwords.google.com. It's Google's free platform for advertisers. I'll wait for photos. All right. And AdWords has the following structure, which I often like to compare to going out to eat dinner. You have your type of restaurant, you have your menu of selections, and then each plate has its carbs and proteins. So a campaign encompasses all the ads for a particular type of business, much like a restaurant serves a particular type of food. So for instance, if you're an investor realtor, you want to have a separate campaign for your investor side and a separate campaign for your realtor side. Okay? Now just as a restaurant serves only the people looking for that type of food in a geographic region, you do the same with your campaign. You're going to set it up for a geographic region that it's only going to show your solution to those people within those locations. Okay, and this can be adjusted from the global level all the way down to the city level. You can do zip codes, you can do congressional districts, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. Raise your left pinky if that makes sense. Perfect. Left pinkies. Good job. I saw a right one there. That's all right. Campaigns can encompass multiple ad groups, okay, just like a restaurant has multiple selections on the menu. All right? And each ad group can be set up to serve a different need of your client. So if you're a realtor and you like dealing with listings and buyers, you want to have a separate ad group for each within the same campaign. Okay, you don't want to mix the two. All right, so remember what we're doing here. We're writing ads that speak to your ideal client's emotional needs, right? They come into Google, they type in a search, known as a keyword, and Google's going to return solutions to them in the form of web pages. Text ads are going to be at the top. So it's the keyword that triggers which web pages Google shows. All right? So keywords are very much like the carbs on the dinner plate. They're the emotional energy used to show your ads. Think about your ideal client. Right? Put yourself in their desperate shoes. If you were them, what would you search for in Google? Right?
Home fast.
Sell home fast. That's a very good one. So write this down. Action-oriented clients type action-oriented keywords. Why? Because they have a problem that they need to solve now. They can't wait till tomorrow. They got to solve it now. That's why they're on Google looking. They have an emotional need to get this done. Now, as keywords are on the cards, the text ads are like the protein. Okay? They give your business the strength to capture your client's attention and reel them into your website. You want to make sure that you keep your text ads concise and effective. Make every line count, especially your headline. All right? Write this down. A text ad is your client's first impression of your business. All right? So think about it this way. You're driving down the highway and you're surrounded by the usual traffic. Corollas, Civics, Camrys, the usual stuff. And then all of a sudden a bright green Lamborghini speeds right by. What do? Well, you look at it. Yeah, you can't help it. It grabs your attention. That's what you want your text ads to do. You want them to stand out. You want them to grab attention. All right? So again, oh, by the way, the 27 character limit is this right here. Okay? Your domain name has to be 27 characters, or they will chop it off on the ad and you won't get, people won't get to see the whole thing. Any questions about this? One. Yes? Okay. Photo time. I won't photo bomb. I'll stand over there. You guys are awfully quiet. Sure you guys don't have any questions? Got the extra right in front of you. Time to ask questions. Alright, last one they come up. Alright, so remember what we're doing here. Okay? The people come in, they have an emotional need, they type in a keyword, and Google's going to show different ads based on that keyword. They're going to show your ad based upon that keyword triggering that. Alright? Just remember to follow Google's rules, or they'll never let your business take off. Alright? So based on what you see here, can I post an ad that says I sell soda for $1 a can? Sure. Yeah. Can I post an ad that says I sell Coke for $1 a can? No. Why not? Trademarked. Exactly. Very good. Again, after 4 years of doing this and a lot of money spent, I can tell you that they are definitely watching their policies. They're definitely looking out for their ads. Here's an example of what they do if they don't like your ad. Okay, they give you a disapprove notice. Okay, that shuts your ad down. You don't get business when that happens. Okay, if they really don't like your ad, they might give you a site suspension, which you might have noticed on the previous slide that was similar to this. And then they send you a nasty email saying, hey, you better fix this or else we'll completely suspend your account. You won't be able to get any business at all for a long time. Okay, I've gotten several of those. I've actually spent 60 hours on the phone with Google directly trying to figure out what some of the problems are. I actually have a phone number that you can call them and talk to people. And it's also interesting too because they have different departments that talk to each other about these policies. There's actually like the policy compliance department and then there's the policy specialist department. And so if one person can't answer the question, they transfer to the other department. But they don't normally talk between each other. You have to get, it has to be a special question. And so one of these ads that I was dealing with for a client of mine, it actually literally took 20 hours of phone time between them talking to their specialist and going back and forth, having me fix something, going back in and finding out it was still messed up. It's a lot of reiteration. So you really have to be on top of their policies. Yes?
Why did that one get disapproved?
That particular ad got disapproved because it led to a web page that they felt looked like a get-rich-quick scheme. And so I had to continually change words on the page, move things around, fix the ad. Nothing worked. Finally, I just reconfigured the whole thing, and then it was fine. But, yes?
For these keywords that you always hear talking about including stuff, I mean, you got, I don't know how many other real estate investors have websites all putting down the same keywords. I mean, I guess it's just a question of paid advertising, so it's going to come up there, rather than the big guys also have these same keywords, real estate investor buy homes now.
I actually use a set of over 3,000 keywords that I rotate quite frequently, depending on how the market's doing. Yeah. I usually use a small set in each of the ads that I'm running, but I have a lot to choose from, because there's people with all kinds of different needs out there who are going to type all kinds of different things. And it's very interesting, some of the misspellings that they'll type even. Sometimes that could be a keyword too. I know a lot of people who search for we buy hoises. It's like, that's a house. But if you want to call it a hoist, I'll sell it to you. Or I'll buy it from you, right? So you really got to be on top of a lot of this stuff. Yeah. In terms of the competition within a single area, for instance, that's really one of the beauties of AdWords. It's constantly moving. It's a really fast-paced game. So a person will have a daily budget, for instance. Say you want to spend $500 a month. Okay, that would be about $16 per day in a given month. Once your budget is used, for instance, if cost per click is $8, you get 2 clicks during that day. Once your budget is used, you're no longer shown. Your ads are no longer shown. You're spent out for the day. Somebody else gets to be on top and show their ads instead. So there's always a continuous cycle of who gets to show their ads, how often they get to show it. It's really quite interesting. It's very much like the stock market. It's always moving up and down in terms of supply and demand. Yes?
What are some of the variables that come into play as far as one ad moving up over another one? And then on the right-hand side, do you get into paying a premium for certain words that are just so key to you and they're working?
Yes, and I will talk about that a little bit in a couple slides ahead of here. But the main things that go into getting up to the top of the page are budget, relevancy, quality of the ad, and then how well it relates, or excuse me, that's relevancy to the keyword itself. Okay. You also have to have a website that is also relevant to the advertisement that's being displayed. So there's actually a lot of different factors that they have this large algorithm to cover, and they actually give you a score for each of the keywords that you're trying to do an advertisement on, so you can see how well you're doing in their algorithm.
Do you find that sometimes, even if you are paying up and you're getting a ton of clicks, but if those clicks don't turn into true sales, that you could lose a lot of money that way?
A lot of the mistakes that newbies make with this method is that they're just pushing out dollars and trying to get as many clicks as possible. Not every click's going to want to do something with you, right? You might just be getting crappy clicks, right? So you really got to hone your keywords and start focusing in on what you want, because that's what you need to advertise for. And when you can advertise for that, you understand that language that they're speaking, and you're more able to get the right kind of people responding to your ad. Okay? So it's not always about getting the most clicks, it's about getting the right kind of clicks. Right? Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, so you're basically experimenting with return on investment and moving.
Definitely. Cost per click is always moving around. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute too.
How will Google calculate the price?
Google calculates the pricing based on the demand from the number of people advertising in that area, which changes by the minute, right? I mean, there might be 1,000 advertisers in the morning. There might be 2 in the late evening. So the pricing is always moving in terms of how much you pay for an ad. And I'll talk about the pricing in just a minute also. Yes?
I'm assuming the companies like Zillow, Redfin probably own all of the really important keywords. I mean,
No, you can't own a keyword.
or maybe can outbid us or whatever. I mean, is there a way to win against companies like that?
They're not searching for the same things you are, right? They're looking for retail sellers mostly. We're looking for desperate sellers in many cases, right? I'm assuming you're looking for motivated sellers, right? So again, everybody has different criteria and different needs for what they're looking for, and there's an infinite combination of keywords that can be used to find these things, right? So you really got to put your head, into what the seller is thinking, based on what your needs are. Any more questions? All right. Write these down, photograph them. These apply to any form of marketing, okay, especially the bottom line. Track your dollars and keep score. Okay, good marketers always do that. I mean, you can take a bunch of spaghetti and throw it up against the wall. Yeah, some of it will stick, but the rest will get wasted, right? Why not get a sniper rifle out, shoot it with one shot, and use your money effectively? Okay? And so now that I've shown you what marketing is for and how to set your business online, that's exactly what we want to do. We want to keep score. After all, this really is just a big game. And the aim of the game is to get your ad to the top of the page, right? Your ideal client comes in with an emotional must-have, a need that they need to fulfill right now, and you want to be right there at the top to offer it to them. So I want you to raise your hands. This is a memory exercise. Point to the sky, say, get to the top.
Get to the top.
Very good. That's what I specialize in managing other people's ads, is making sure their ads get to the top and keeping them there. This totally got messed up right here, but that's weird.
Don't you hate that when it
I
happens?
do hate that when it happens. Yes, I do. So, here's a skill to help you keep score. This is actually on the handouts that you guys got, so it's not totally a must. Okay, I'm going to talk about each of these. You guys got your handouts? They look a lot better on the handouts, even though they're not in color. All right, so I'm going to talk about each of these, so ask questions when they come up. So, page position. All right, page position, actually, you want to photograph that? Page position is this right here. You want your page position to be as low as possible. You want to get your ad to the top. Okay? That's what that means. And actually, a little update on this. As of February 19th of this year, they no longer support ads on the side of the page. They're moving way down to the bottom because they want to be more smartphone and tablet friendly. Okay? So if your ads aren't showing in the top 3, they're way, way down at the bottom of the page. And how often do you go to the bottom of the page? Not very often, right? So page position is very, very important. Competition rank. This is how often your page shows versus your competitors. And at what position on the page. Okay? Google has a wealth of data. Okay? They supply this metric to you as part of your campaign. Oops, excuse me. Yeah. Click-through rate. This is the quality of response that you're getting to your ads. Okay? If 100 people see it and 10 respond, you have a 10% click-through rate. Okay? Meaning 10% of those people click through your ad and went to your page. You are you're speaking the right language to the seller such that 10% want to go into your website. Okay? Think about that versus that standard marketing thing I was talking about earlier, 3 to 5% response rate. It's the same thing. You want to get your response rate as high as possible. All right? Conversion rate. This is how well your site converts them into asking you for an offer. Right? They're going to come into your site from your ad, and then you want them to ask you for an offer. So you got to convert them into doing that. Same thing with the direct mailers. When they call you, you want them to ask you for an offer. So how well or how good are you at using your scripts or whatever it is to get them to ask you for that offer? Deal rate. This is something completely up to the individual. This is how well you close the deal. Okay? Once they ask you for an offer, how well do you close the deal? You know, some experts out there, some gurus are closing deals probably at 50%, maybe even higher. New investors, beginning investors, are probably closing about 10 to 20% of deals. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about this? Okay, if you haven't taken your marketing from average to decent within 3 months, hire an expert. Okay, get help. 10 deals where I'm at after 4 years of doing this and thousands of dollars spent. Who'd like to get their ads to the point where I'm at? Yes, exactly. I can help you get them there fast. In fact, here's some real-life results from campaigns I'm managing right now to show you it's completely possible to do better than average and to continue to improve. That's kind of my mission in life. I always like to improve what I'm doing, not only for myself, but for others as well. Each of these represents a slice of a separate campaign. I didn't feel it was ethical to show somebody's campaign in entirety, so I took slices from different campaigns that I'm managing. Okay? Does everybody understand that? Got that? Okay. So each of these, so that's the columns. Now each of the rows, there's no correlation here. None of them are together, right? Each of these rows represents a different ad that was running for that campaign. Okay? For instance, this campaign had 3 ads running at the time. All right. So this column here shows the number of impressions. Okay, this is telling you how many people saw that ad over a given time period. Okay? It can range from anywhere from 10 people to thousands of people, depending on how you set your keywords. This is the number of clicks. Okay? Again, that can range depending on what you're doing, what kind of people you're trying to attract. Okay? Getting more clicks isn't always necessarily good. You want to get the right kind of clicks so you can do business with them. So they want to do business with you. Cost per click. This can range grossly in Florida, especially Central Florida. This is showing you how much it costs on average for each of those clicks that you received. I've seen this cost per click range from $2 per click for a We Buy Houses type keyword, all the way up to $73 per click. Okay, it really can get really extreme during high competition times during the day and during the week. Do you have a question back there? No? All right. So part of the game is knowing how to limit your cost per click, which you can do and still get good placement on the page and get good response. This is average position. Again, this is where you are on that page. How high are you on the search? Okay, you can see on average, my ads are showing in the top 2 positions. It's an average number, right? 1.8, that means first or second place. Click-through rate. 100%, that's a fluke. That was a 1 out of 1. But this one's real, 45%. You can get click-through rates that are way, way up there. You got to work at it though. Okay, it takes time, it takes money to learn how to do this. My average click-through rate is about 7% right now. Okay? And this is your competition rank. This up here, the green one, that's me. That shows that for this campaign, my ads were shown 95% of the time in positions 1 and 2. My next nearest competitor was shown 74% of the time in positions 3 and 4. Okay, so I'm killing it for that particular campaign. This down here is showing you that this is actually on the website. Okay, this is a contact page. People come in, they fill out a contact page, right? 2 out of 3 Sift through.
time.
Yeah.
So you can also strategize as to when's the best time of the day to turn it on.
You bet.
Turn it off.
Yep. Yeah, I'm running some ads for some clients who just want to run at the peaks of the day, which are a little secret, 9 to 10 a.m. And 10 to 11 p.m. Okay? You can actually watch the data and see when people respond the most and all that kind of stuff.
So you as
Just a moment.
a professional will analyze this data for us and
I'm analyzing this data all the time. Yeah.
just run it when it needs to generate the best.
Well, I generally run ads all the day for most of my clients because who knows, motivated seller might come in at 3 p.m. because all of a sudden they found out that this piece of mail said that they got to sell now. So I want to be there to catch them, right?
So you'll know when the peak time is. You know when
But I
the
do know when the peak
and they change. 'Cause I'm sure.
No, the peak times actually don't move around that much during the day. The week is generally stable. Monday morning is usually the hottest period. What does change is the month of the year, the season, right? Just like retail sellers, the peak for desperate sellers is also in the summertime, believe it or not. Okay, and then at the beginning of the year, after the holidays are over, nobody really does anything during the holidays, right? Unless they're seriously motivated. Yeah. So I definitely, I collect data on all this stuff.
How about, what is the average cost per lead?
The average cost per click,
Per lead, not
per
click,
lead.
that turned over.
Yeah. So the average cost per lead, if it's a $10 cost per click, is about 28 bucks. I think that's what I have on the slide. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
All these statistics are specific to real estate and you were searching for distressed sellers.
Yeah, these are all focused on distressed sellers. My niche is really real estate, and I don't just do motivated sellers. I do a wide variety of things. But these are all for motivated seller campaigns because that's the majority of what people are interested in here.
Click-through rate that's as far through as you could have taken them through.
Click-through rate is so if I had 100 people that looked at that ad, that saw that ad on Google because they typed in a keyword, it popped up, then 45 of those people decided to click on it because it really spoke to what they needed. So the better you can speak to their needs, the higher your click-through rate is going to be. Same thing with the direct mailer, right? You send out a piece of mail, you want to really speak to what they're looking for.
Is that always just going to be like one click to a spot where you want them to go because you know that's important? Or might that be a couple of clicks as you're bringing them along?
No, I think I understand what you're saying. This is the single click on the ad, brings them right to my website.
Okay.
So 45 out of 100 went to my website. Okay, now I got to work on my website to make sure I convert them to asking for an offer. There's kind of a flow here, right? And then once they ask for the offer, I got to be good at giving them the right kind of offers. Make sure they respond to those. Yes.
This sounds like it might cost a lot of money to get started. I mean, the website, start money for your campaign, and how much it can cost for.
Wait till the end. Okay. Yes.
What about landing pages where you capture the data and then turn around and sell it?
Well, you're talking about as a wholesaler.
No, not going through that whole process, but just capturing data from people interested in selling their houses and then turning around and selling that to investors.
Selling the leads themselves to investors. Yeah. That's certainly possible to do. I don't do that currently.
Well, that's the question.
I have something in the works for that. With a broker, actually, he's looking to buy leads from me. So, okay, we'll talk. Yes.
What main keywords you use in that campaign?
Keywords are like my secret sauce.
Okay, nice.
I have a whole bunch. I can tell you the usual ones are we buy houses,
Okay.
we buy ugly houses, that kind of stuff. Sell the home fast, But again, I have like 3,000 that I'm always picking and choosing from. The market's always moving. So, as you guys, I don't know, some of you guys are guests here, but you may have figured out that the market's, it's really a seller's market right now, right? People are really trying to sell high.
Right.
And last year it wasn't the same. It was different. So I've had to adapt my ads for that. Is that it? Any other questions? No? All right. So, here's something to think about. A smart marketer hires an expert to run the ads for them, gets 11 times the deals of his average competitor for little to no effort at all. All right? Point to yourself and say smart marketer. Point up front and say expert. You know where to find me. All right. To win daily, you got to be smarter than your competition. All right. It's never ever about working harder. All right. If you you are spending hours at night going out, putting out signs in the ground, if you're spending hours filling out mailers, doing all that kind of stuff, I've been there. I have 3 kids. I didn't want to be out late at night, but I did it anyway. If you're doing that kind of stuff, you're working those kind of hours, you are working too hard. You're just seriously working too hard, okay? You're probably missing out on deals too, because you're working too hard to find deals, all right, instead of focusing on doing them. With online ads, we can do all these things you see here in a flash to get you more of the deals you really want, okay? Photograph. All right. Customers and competition change their needs by the minute, okay? Traditional ads just don't have the flexibility to keep up with that. To figure out if a direct mailer is working usually takes, what, like about a month, right? To see if it's even getting the kind of response you want out of it, okay? In fact, raise your hands if you believe that perceptions can change in an instant. Of course they can. Look at the stock market. Changes on a whim, right? Unfortunately, online, we have protections against that with these free tools from Google. Google wants us to succeed. They want our advertising dollars, okay? So they want to help us out. So let's talk about these for a sec. These are all free. You guys can go use these right now with your websites, those who have them, okay? And I recommend you do. Google Analytics. This will tell you everything you want to know about the people coming into your website. What pages they go to, how long they're there, what state they're from, what city they're from, whether they're using a cell phone, Android or Apple, everything. Google collects a ton of data. It's unimaginable in some cases how much data they collect. And it's all available for you to look at, okay, through Google Analytics. You can check out all that stuff. Here's a tip. If somebody's coming into your web page and they bounce right back out, your web page is not working. Okay, you want people to come into your web page and they click through, and they click through, and they go to your contact page. Okay, so Google Analytics is the place to figure that out. Okay, you're looking for bounce rates. The bounce rate is when they come in and bounce right back out. Google Trends. This is a great way to find out keywords. This will tell you the popularity of the keywords over the last 15 years. Google has been collecting a ton of data. Okay, they can tell you over the last 15 years how popular different searches are. Britney Spears was really hot back in 2005. Okay, foreclosures and short sales were really hot back in 2008, 2009. Go look at it. You know, spikes, they'll actually give you a graph of how it responded, how many people were searching for these things. And you can break it down by city, you can break it down by category, all kinds of stuff. Google Webmaster is a tool that Google provides for you to check the technical aspects of your site. It'll actually check your site for bugs. If your site comes up with a virus somehow, which a couple of my clients have, go to Google Webmaster. They'll tell you where it's at. They may even help you clean it off. Okay? They want your website to work. Google Page Speed Insights. This gives you an idea. This is more of a relatively newer tool. This gives you an idea of what kind of experience users are going to have when they go to your website. Is it going to be fast? You know, is it mobile ready? Is it going to respond quickly when they're looking at the website? Because this really is a fast game. You know, think about yourselves. You know, when you go online, you want to make sure that the website loads up fast. You want instant response. You want to make sure the whole website's there. When you scroll down, you don't want things taking forever to load up and all that kind of stuff. So this will give you a score as to how well Google thinks you're performing on that. And if you guys are interested in SEO, which I'm generally not, if you are, you want your site to perform fast. Don't raise it up in the SEO ranks when you do that. Does everybody know what SEO is? Okay, SEO is search engine optimization. It's a method of getting your website to show up for free higher up in the search. Okay, I don't care about SEO because my paid ads will always show up top. I kill SEO on day one. SEO requires a lot of time out there, a lot of longevity and relevance also. And especially for beginner investors, you just don't have the time. Your website just does not have the months and years that it takes to get high up in the SEO rankings.
So how do you feel about Google Local?
Google Local? So Google Local and Maps and all that, you can place ads directly on those things as well. They will help, they will add to your score in Google's algorithm. So if you have that on your page, for instance, or if you have a page connected to that, that will help raise your SEO score. But in terms of paid ads, no, because paid ads are paid. Money talks, right? Paid ads will always be on top or way down at the bottom, depending on how you're doing it, right? One of the things you can do with an ad, though, is hook your Google Place to it. And so that when your ad pops up in the very top of the search, it'll show your address. Or it'll show how close you are to the person who's looking. And for some people, that's important.
So you don't think it's that important to be, blogging and all that, Twitter and have Facebooks and all those to basically help your
SEO and it's taken a long time, and you're just, putting in all this effort to create a blog, I know because I've been doing it myself, there's better ways to get leads if that's what you're into.
Just paying for it.
What you're paying for.
Just paying.
Right.
Those are ways that you can kind of build them without paying for it, but it takes time.
You can build it, but it takes time. And then, you gotta keep an eye on it, you gotta keep adding relevancy to your site and all that kind of stuff. Another important factor for SEO is getting backlinks. That's getting other people to link to your site. That's a major factor. So if you aren't getting people linking to your site, it kind of won't matter what you're doing anyway, because it won't be relevant, it won't have credibility. Okay. Any other questions? I think I saw one over here.
No, you answered it. I was wondering, is there a balance between both? In other words, if you're not a big fan of SEO because you just don't know if someone really needs that, are they looking at long-term? Is there a balance sometimes?
I mean, the more free ways that you can get leads, the better, right? But if you are in a position where you want to do a lot of deals, you're serious about investing, you're going to have to pay for
And
your
I
ads.
understand what you're talking about. You're talking about pure real estate investing now, and maybe
Numbers.
I'm thinking of some other opportunities that I might.
Yeah, for other opportunities. I mean,
Real estate, I understand.
Yeah.
They don't need to know who you are, it's just deals.
Right. Yeah, like for instance, I slapped a car magnet on my car. I had it on there for 3 years, and I got 2 leads out of it. $35, I got 2 leads. It took me 3 years or 2 years to get them. Okay. So yeah, it works if you're willing to wait, right? And I passed a lot of people. You can take that wherever you want. All right. So in addition to those items, you also have the ability to look at what your competitors are doing, not only at a global level, but also at a local level, right? Kind of like watching the footage of an old football game to see what your competitors are up to. All right. Now the big question that everybody has is, does all this really work? Well, of course it does, but don't take my word for it. Take Rob Arnold's instead. Okay. He's a homegrown broker in Altamont Springs. He has 149 realtors working for him. Okay, back in 2013, he started doing ads himself and found that he couldn't focus on his business, so he handed it over to us in 2015. On day 2, we increased the effectiveness of his ads by 3,400% because we know what we're doing. Okay, and he didn't have the time to focus on that. Here's Juliet Langer. She's a newer realtor investor. She's been doing it for about 9 months now. She was so enamored with the amount of leads that we brought her that she did a Facebook post showing her ad at the top of the page. Okay, and we worked with a variety of other people in the real estate industry, from property managers to wholesalers, brokers, REIAs. We actually do advertising for REIAs as well. I know a lot of you are guests, but if you've heard of Chris McClatchy or Charles Fisher, we advertise for them. So we're advertising for gurus out there. So we serve a lot of clients. And we're focused on real estate in general. Bottom line, Google Ads work. Okay, for those of you who are ready to take serious action, you now know where to go to get more deals a lot more often. All right? I think I have a bit of time left, so I have some bonus material that I know is going to blow your minds. Are you ready?
Yes.
You ready? All right. How to respond to leads instantly and send offers out in 30 minutes or less. This is how I do my personal investing. All right. Raise your hands if you'd like to learn how to do this. Fantastic. All right. Take a photo. Take a photo. All right. So the first thing you want to do is you want to set up a website that builds credibility and professionalism. Okay. And then you want to set up online ads that attract people's attention to get them into the website. Okay, once you do that, you want to set up a customized CRM. Raise your hands if you don't know what a CRM is. All right, a CRM is a customer relationship management software. CRM. It's something that's out there on the internet cloud, and it helps you organize your leads. Okay, you can put sales leads and contacts into your CRM. It'll help you keep them organized. It'll help you set up tasks. It'll automate a lot of processes for you. You may have heard of Podio or Zoho. Those are CRMs. Okay.
What do you use?
I use Zoho.
And that's a CRM customized for the real estate.
You want to set up a customized CRM, which we can do as a service for you, or you can do it yourself, which is very customized for real estate purposes. Yes.
REIA.
What is it?
REIA?
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
REIFAX.
Perfect. REIFAX. Yes, Deborah.
What is it that you use?
I use Zoho.
Z-O-H.
Zoho.
Okay.
That's the CRM that I use.
And
And I have a partner that does customized CRMs for people who come into our business. Clients. All right. You got another one?
Yeah, my old company used it, Bitrix24, B-I-T-R-A-X 24. But
ATRAX.
you can do calling from it, it's got
Yeah.
keys and stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So once you have your CRM, it's customized. hopefully for real estate purposes, right? You can have it embed a contact form on your contact page, right? So you say, hey, you have your website, and you have people clicking on your ads and going into your website, and you want them to get to your contact page to ask you for an offer, right? Your CRM can create a contact form that you can put into that contact page so that when somebody goes in there and submits information, it goes directly to the CRM. It automatically organizes them among your sales leads. And it can do a whole bunch of other tasks for you, including sending out an autoresponder email to your seller saying, hey, I see that you want an offer. I'm going to get back to you real soon. By the way, do you have any repairs that I need to know about? Do you want to send me any photos? Is there anything else I should know about the property? So you can send an autoresponder email that is instantly building rapport with your seller within seconds. It's out to them immediately. You can also have that CRM send an autoresponder to you, saying, hey, this person just requested an offer, get on it, right? Now, once you do that, this is how I do my investing, right? I get that email, and then I pull out my phone, my smartphone, and I do my comps. My wife's a realtor, so I have access to the MLS. I do my comps, and I get $1 per square foot after repair value for the house. I put that value into my CRM, and I say calculate. And then it calculates 4 separate offers for me to put out to that seller instantly. Okay? Auto-crunching the numbers. Once I have that, and I verify those numbers are what I'm going to buy the property at, including repairs and all that, I instantly have the CRM send out an email that it auto-fills with their name, with the offer amounts, and some other verbiage that I might put in there to build rapport again. And so as fast as I can get those comps into the CRM, is as fast as I can get an offer back out to them. And for all those people who are sending out direct mailers and taking hours to respond, I beat you to it, right? 30 minutes. This is where real estate's going. Yes, sir?
So you wouldn't want to talk to them on the phone, you would just send them?
I hate talking on the phone. Do you not like it? I have an engineering background, so I don't like talking, except for up here. I do most of my investing by email. If they really want to talk by phone, I'll either pick it up or I'll have my wife answer it.
Do you find that it works just fine doing it that way?
Yeah. Actually, we had a house that we just bought and sold recently. We got it at 65% mail over in Newport Richie, solely by email. 65% mail is pretty hard to find these days. That person was a very motivated seller. She had bugs crawling all over the place. Nasty. Yes?
When you say full offers or things that.
Yeah, so generally investors want to send out multiple offers when you're responding to a seller. You want to send out something that's like full price but your terms, and something that's your price but their terms sort of thing. So I generally, since my wife's a realtor, I send out a retail offer saying, hey, I have a realtor, I can help you sell this for a full value. And then I kind of work down into a hybrid offer, cash plus terms, and then I ultimately get down to a cash offer. We're willing to offer you this low amount, but for cash now. Which one do you prefer? Choices. And they send me an email. Yeah, I give them choices. Exactly. And they send me an email saying, hey, I'll take this one. And we go forward, and I send them a contract. Point is, I've already gotten them the door with my email, right? And once I send them a contract, I can then send an inspector out there, or I can go out there myself and see the property, right? If you're taking time to analyze the deal, look at all the numbers and stuff, you've already lost, all right? You want to get your comps, move on it, and then start analyzing it. Yes?
Are there any regulations, things like that we need to worry about?
No, that I know of.
Okay.
If you can think of it, let me know.
Thank God.
You just have a
Yeah.
privacy policy there.
I do have a privacy policy page.
Good.
Google wants that on their website. So I'll have them frequently asked questions in case they have any frequently asked questions. Yeah. Cover my basics, right? Who likes this? You guys like that? Fantastic. All right. So here's the thing. Smart marketers know that they either need to invest serious money and years of effort in creating their own lead generation system that constantly updates their campaigns and continuously improves on their successes, or they hire an expert to automate all that for them and get great results now, right? You want a fully automated system that will allow you to focus on doing the deals rather than finding them. Something that works with your specific criteria, something that brings leads asking you for offers right to your inbox and keeps them organized, something that works on your schedule and that's constantly improving. You want ads that are measurable, that can be displayed region-wide overnight, unlike a bandit sign campaign where you have to go around and put them all down. You want something that reduces the time wasters that you're getting contacted by. And you want something that the local city officials and annoyed citizens can't pull down. Okay? A lot of my signs have been pulled down when I did bandit signs. You want something that speaks the client's language, all right, and that can adapt to the changes in the market pretty much by the minute. Something that's backed by tens of thousands of research dollars happening right now. Okay, so really the point is, why sell for average when you can go with an expert and get all that and get great results now for no effort at all on your part, fully automated. All right, you guys understand? Left thumb? Left thumb. All right, I had to think about that one. All right, so here's our prices for our expert services, which are on our website, which we've also slashed for you guys tonight. All right. For tonight only, we're offering you the online accelerator, and the slide is slightly messed up, that's all right. All right, so get 2 months of our Google plus Facebook advertising management. Yes, we do Facebook also, for the price of one. 2 months for the price of one. Plus, we're waiving our activation fee. If you don't have a website already, not a problem. All right. This deal cannot be found on our website. It is limited. It's limited to a first-come, first-served basis here. And so you're getting a total value of $1,375 for tonight only for just $4.99. Okay. So if you're interested in that deal, go to 10millionleads.com/getleads.html or head to the back. I'll help you pick that up. Tonight, it will be available until midnight, and that's it. It will not be available tomorrow. All right, so with that, I want to make sure one more thing. Have you guys learned something new, useful, and exciting tonight?
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, then I did my job well. So I know you guys have probably some individual questions that you want to ask. You can find me at the back in a second. And other than that, I thank you guys all for being here, for allowing me to serve you. And I hope you guys have the best of luck in your investing and marketing.
Yeah, we're good. No questions after that?
Definitely, we have some questions tonight.
Okay, well, folks, thank you very much. I hope you learned something. I hope either at the beginning of the meeting or the end of the meeting you learned something. Can we just say thank you very much to Brian for coming and sharing this information with us? I want to say this. I used to own a direct mail company. I don't know how many of you know that, but I owned a direct mail company, and this is the direct mail of 2016. This is where things are going. And I know everybody says, oh, I want to start in wholesale because it doesn't cost to take any money. I'm sorry. The reality is you'll always have a marketing cost. It's just how effective you want your marketing to be. Make no mistake about it. You are a real estate marketer if you are a wholesaler. So I just want to say I pay every month for a service like this for me. I pay $750 a month.
Help you out.
Yeah, you're probably going to help me out, that's for sure. But I really want you to look at this. If you've really come into real estate investing and you think you are not going to spend money on marketing, you're kidding yourself. You really are. I'm so sorry, but you're kidding yourself. You're going to have to find a way to acquire leads. It's just that simple, and it's a numbers game. This many leads will get you this many people, we'll get you this many contacts, we'll get you this many sales. I think I heard a number from a yellow letter lady, somebody who people hire to write yellow letters, that in order to produce 5 qualified leads a month, you have to send out 250 yellow letters a week. Think about that. I mean, think really hard about that. So, again, I just wanted to open up your eyes, and I appreciate Brian opening up your eyes to the fact that this is where marketing is going for real estate investors. And this is a place you're going to need to learn yourself or hire yourself an expert for. And that's what I've got to say. Once again, I just want to thank you all so much for coming out, listening to the information, sharing with us, networking with everybody here. I saw a lot of great exchanges, and I'm just really thrilled that we're all making new acquaintances, new contacts, new avenues to develop business. And again, thank you very much for coming. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.